Don't fear me now.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry for the longer intro section then. I had a few messages I had to get back to, so yeah. Right, let's get on with the show, shall we? Hey, I thought I'd wear it in, in tribute to the new, well, I guess you'll call it Breath of the Wild 2 for now. The new Zelda game they've announced. I'm looking forward to it. Normally, I would wear the Prodeus hat. Not that the camera wants to pick this up very well. Sorry, Atro. It's a mapping stream, and it's not even for Doom. How will any of you cope? Okay, so today's plans. We are going to get this stuff actually doing what it's supposed to do. Hi there, Jock. Good luck with that. It is a bit of a fiddle, I must admit. So yeah, we're going to get the doors working. No, not the doors. The pillars working and the doors. We'll get the doors working. These bad boys here. There you go. There's a door. We just need to actually make them move like they're supposed to. And once we've done all the moving platforms, we're going to work on the combat in this area. I think I'm going to focus on giving like a lot more rockets in this room and have it quite explosive. A few barrels, that sort of stuff. Yes, breaking tactics. So we're going to have a boulder come out of here and it's going to roll along, defy physics and just follow the path, despite it being impossible for a boulder to do. And it's going to crush you if you're not quick enough, and then you get to the end and it's going to fall down here even though the gap's not small enough for it, and you'll be like, whew, and then you'll escape. Nah, we're not going to do that. And no, there's no green screen. If I wave my hand over here, you can see the edge of my fan, and if I wave my hand over here, which I'll lift it up, you'll see like this phase in and out of existence. It's just a piece of software and it's not the best. I would like a green screen, but I don't have the sort of physical space behind me. Here, I'll show you. So I do not really have the physical space behind me for you to really green screen much. There's a wall right there, and it's not tall enough. Like I can touch the room, the ceiling. So I could blur myself out, stay as a square, or in this case I'm going to remove the background because then you can see the interface behind me. So when I have all my windows open, you can kind of see what I'm doing a bit better, rather than having me cover some like possibly important information. I didn't want a property inspector, I wanted... Oh shit, no I did. What am I about? Asset library. So I know I still sort of cover it, but you can still see like... Sorry, it's this side. You can... Ooh, my finger's disappearing. You can still see like entities, functions, so on and so forth. So you get the idea of what I'm doing without me covering up too much. cool. We could do... You have given me an idea there, but I don't think this is the map for it, and the position of these doesn't work well with the ceiling. But it could have been like the platform goes up, so like you have to go on it as the platform goes up, but then just a moment later you get crushed if you're not quick enough across them. Yo, the last stream was 5.5 hours. My throat is still sore from that. It's like I can hear the sort of croakiness in my voice. I drank way too much to be streaming. I'm not gonna lie, that was not sensible at all. Also, I'm sorry if Streamlabs spams you. I haven't fully set it up yet. I started tweaking with it, and it's a mess. So it's literally gonna tell you about my Twitter like every 5 minutes or something. Unless no one talks, but please talk. So yeah. Excuse me. Right, I'm going to drop the player here. We've got the red key. I'm just going to add a few more short-term items to make this easier to work with. So we're going to dump a rocket launcher and a pistol. Does the player have the shotgun by this point? I don't think they do. Actually, no, you do. You get it from a shotgunner in there. Okay. Oopsie daisy. Right, so I'm going to give them the shotgun as well. And they could have the minigun, but I'm going to see what it's like without it, under the assumption that it could be ignored. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I watched the clips back, and I must say I found it both hilarious to watch and incredibly embarrassing. But that's what it's about. It's about having fun. And, you know, if you find your own self-worth and pride is too important to have a bit of fun, then I feel sorry. Just gotta let loose and be an idiot once in a while. Who cares who's watching? Jark, I believe there will be. I can't say for certain how that's going to be implemented, whether it's like Doom where there's like additional monsters, or if it's like different damage values and ammo counts and stuff. But it will be implemented one way or another. Okay, so don't know why I worried about the ammo now, because there's like 2 dudes even. I could have just punched them. So yeah, the plan was to have some bars here, preventing your ability to access this room. But you'll see it. These will be lowered to begin with. No, sorry, they'll be raised to begin with, and I'm going to have a barrel on top of each of them, I think. Oh my god, that is lagging loads, isn't it? Alright, let me see if I can do something about that. 1 second. I've got an idea, but I can't preview it to see if it works. Give me just a second. Okay, right. I've killed all of the preview capability I have. Is this any smoother? You guys will have to tell me, because I won't know. Much smoother. Okay, right, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try using Twitch itself as a preview. Ignore the Doom mod. That's just my homepage. Right, Twitch. Twitch.tv/DragonflyOS. I'm sure you know about it. You're here. Okay, that is jerky as fuck now that I have that open. I really need to upgrade my GPU. Okay, so is it smoother now? Fuck's sake. You know, the thing that's annoying me is I do want a new GPU, but then I look at my my full build and I'm thinking, well, at this point it's slowly getting to the point where it'd be worth investing in an entire new computer, but that's just not in the budget for me. Okay, so you're gonna have to deal with the shit that we have. So is this okay right now? Just be honest, say if it's okay or not, because there probably are things I could look into to try and optimize it a little more. it's tolerable. So, one thing I could do is I could kill my third display. That would save quite a lot on the rendering, I imagine. The second thing I could look into is lowering the resolution of this monitor so that Prodeus is actually running at a lower resolution, because at the moment we don't have graphic options like built in. Actually, I'll tell you what I could do. If I go on the fuzz filter, does this run smoother for you guys? Is that a lot better? That fixed it, did it? Okay, I'm going to get my preview back up and see if I can see that. Because basically this is actually changing the resolution of the game, I just remembered. It's not like it's just a scaler, it's actively changing the renderer. Zizzy, how you doing? Long time no see in the stream. Good to see you here. Okay, let's get the editor back up. There you go. Oh, wow, okay, I'm just going to have to do it like this from now on. And then if I go back in the editor... Well, you know, like, I wanted to give you guys a higher resolution view. So the editor's smooth like it normally is, right? Smooth enough, like there is a little bit of jerk to it. Right, if I go back in game... Sorry for this, like, live testing session, but you can't do it unless you're live. My god, that is so much smoother. I'm able to preview it as well. Okay, let's go up one setting. That's still acceptable. Although it doesn't look much different on the stream to me. Up one more setting. Alright, so it's getting a little bit fudgy, but it's not that bad. And then if I go to the next one... Yeah, as soon as I go full res, it shits itself. And the weird bit is, in-game, it's super smooth. Like, I'm seeing it 144 Hz on this monitor, no problem, on all those settings. But in Streamlabs, it craps out, so I don't know what's going on there. I guess the GPU just can't handle doing both at the same time. And I'm assuming Prodeus gets higher priority? That's all I can guess. Yeah, I agree. Well, this is smooth as fuck, so lesson learned, always pixel. Besides, I prefer it like this anyway. I have no idea what Jason uses. I mean, he's on a 4K monitor, so he's rendering 4 times the amount of pixels and it's still fine for him. Boop. Boop. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel stupid for having not tried this sooner. Who cares? We found a solution, let's not worry about the past. Right, let's get on with the show. So, I'm going to go study what I did in the other platforming section, if you can even call it that. 2 platforms. So, we've got a Switch. You know, I might even... I think both of them are at a 45-degree angle as well, so I might be able to just duplicate that Switch, because I do like that Switch a lot. Yeah, I'll keep those pieces together. Actually, the trigger would have to be different. I'd have to do these parts separately for now, because they stay coupled and I'm going the other side of the map. Okay, so, let's have a look. So this triggers a relay, which spawns monsters, and then this toggle stops spawning the monsters. I don't need that this time. No, I don't need it this time, because something else is going to trigger the monsters instead. Yeah, I don't know, my computer is dying slowly. I cleaned it out like 2-3 weeks ago as well. It was a bit dusty, but not that bad. Like, Anyway, this mover just toggles this down, so this goes into the floor, so you can actually run over it and jump. And then comes back up. So this triggers the first relay in the chain, which triggers the second relay and the mover. The second relay and the mover. The second relay triggers the second mover, and these 2 over here. Now, what did I do? Why is this a toggle? Is there a reason I have it happening twice? So what does this do? This... Oh, of course, yes, the second time is to get them to go back down. It's logical. Right, okay, so... This is going to be a bit torture for me, but it's fine. I will rework it out. So we'll go through this chain piece by piece. So we've got this, which doesn't need to trigger anything over here because it's not going to be here. Which will just trigger the mover for the switch. That's fine. That mover, cool. Doesn't have to be tied to anything just yet. Okay, so once it eventually gets to this relay here, it triggers the toggle, which disables this, and it triggers the first one again. So the first trigger and the first relay both go to the first piece in the chain, and I imagine the last one in the chain triggers both. Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. So this would trigger the second one, which would re-enable this. It resets the switch and it resets the mover. Okay, I understand it. I know what I'm doing now. Who would have thought? Sorry, I know I should have done this the other stream, but I don't know. Righty ho. Let's plonk this somewhere. Those can just stay where they are for now. Right, so this is the switch. That's going to be around there. Down you go. I said down, boy, down. That's the panel above. I'm making the right meal out of this. Food. So obviously I need to bring the switch in, which we don't have yet, but for now, this will do. That mover can just stay out of the way, so that'll be moving the switch. And these are at the end of the chain, which will be this side. I'll just put them in the corner of the room so they're out of the way, but they're visible. Second time, much more precise. Let's catch up with what you guys have said. Hey, General VV, welcome back. Well, I say welcome back. Welcome to the stream today. And you are orange for me. The whole time. You're orange the whole time. What about over the rainbow? Is there command lines? Yes, exactly that, Jark. It is, basically it's entities that chain onto each other, so you either trigger each other or you parent something to a trigger. So for example, this piece of terrain I've built is parented to the mover, so when the mover gets triggered, that will go and do whatever the mover tells it to do. It feels a little bit clunky when you first start, but it isn't too bad. It's definitely good for those who are more visual rather than programmer, if that makes sense. So someone who's more a designer than a coder, for example, which a mapper typically is, it's actually quite good for them. I'm that weird hybrid person. Like for my main job I do web development, so I have that design side and I also have the programming side, which you obviously need for that job. Rather than, say, being a print designer. I'm a web designer. So yeah, I understand the benefits of both sides. There are some things here where I think, God, if I could code this, I'd have had it done a little bit quicker. And then there's other things I look at where it's like, fuck me, that was actually really easy here, whereas if I wanted to code something like that, it would have taken me a bit longer. And would have taken a bunch of variables and stuff, so yeah. And yeah, Jason, I can't believe I didn't try that before when the stream was lagging so bad. So, if I want a higher res, I guess I've just got to fund a new graphics card at some point. Okay. Okay. DK64 boot up, anyone? Right, so we are going to trigger this, and this is going to trigger this, and this is going to trigger this, and this is going to trigger this, so on and so forth, until we get to the end of the chain, and which one was the disable? That one. So this triggers that, and this triggers the first one, so it'll go back through the chain again, and then it would need to trigger the second one, which then re-enables this. What was it this is supposed to do? This second one. I'm going to go double check the other bit for the last piece. Perfect emote. That's enough. That is perfect. You know, I could joke, I could, but I have a bit of a problem asking people for money. Unless it's like me asking Arlene, hey, pay me 100 bits to drink this drink. God, last weekend was so messy. Okay, so that just triggers both. Right, I got it. Oh, shut up, Streamlabs. I need to make you so much less frequent. You're annoying me. I wonder what it's doing to the people in the chat. Jeez. Yes, that should be perfect. In theory. In theory. Yeah, if I dump the player here, just so I've got some weapons to kill those two dudes quickly. What? Shut up. You're dead. So are you. Totally, pissing about more just because the frame rate's higher. Okay, so there is a use trigger here, which I'm struggling to actually use because I can't see where it's supposed to be. There you go. No. Ah, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That needs to be way quicker. I do like it though. Not really, BT, not really. So if I use this, check out the lights. Oh, I like it. Those windows make it so you can see it like pulse upwards as it goes, which I really like. Okay, and the reason this needs to be quicker, I'll show you right now, is I can use it, I can just sprint to the end, and I can wait here. I bet you I didn't press the switch, did I? I'll just no clip up there. Boop. Yeah, I did, right. So now it's going to be a bit more of a tight sprint because I waited, but I still made it onto that platform then. So I could just wait on the N1 and just go. Aatrox, you do not need an account, no. If it asks you for an account, just say no and then click direct download. Don't do download to Dropbox, do direct download as an option. Sexy mood lighting, eh? Is it getting you going? Do I make you Randy, baby? Good old Austin Powers. Right. Speed, let's go. See ya, Vivi. See ya. Right, we're going to speed these up massively, so they're going to be twice as fast, so there's just no way the player will get to the end one in time. I've just been changing only one of those numbers, haven't I? Oh yeah, the minimum delay is shorter than the maximum delay. I don't think that would work, Sunny Jim. Right, everything is in. Hey, Blasty. Thank you very much for the sub. Let's share this again, dang. Oh, wait. I was going to say, didn't you sub really recently, like a week ago? The grey bit with the triangle on the wall. I feel like I don't know what you're talking about. This bit here. I mean, we could make it look like an ATM with a screen. Get one of the computer screens that looks like a PIN number next to it. Oh, this side. I don't know this bit. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that looks like an ATM machine to me. Oh man, I wish it wasn't Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. I just wish it was a new Banjo-Kazooie they were releasing. Wait, I need to go trigger the other side first. Ah, I tried to drive by. I definitely need to do something with the switch because it's not like properly lined up. You'll banjo my kazoo, will you? Oh baby. Oh god, I failed the jumping. What is wrong with me? I'm gonna take it intentionally slow. Yeah, okay, so that the end delay needs to be longer. But I totally reckon it's possible. It would help if I could. I should put something physical here so I can see it. Oh no! I actually think I'll make that. I've got to try it. Yeah. No physical button sucks. So I'm just guessing if it's worked or not. Hey. Screw doing that like a Nintendo Switch though. Okay, so let's see, I think let's add 1.5 seconds, so we'll round that up to 2. I guess that one there is what resets the end and re-enables this, so it doesn't matter how long that delay is. So I'll leave that as a second. Hey, yes, I know, how you doing? Also, I realised the other day I completely ignored your request for me to butcher a slave by Leprous. Yeah, I would have rejected it had I noticed. I think I saw it in one of the clips someone took. Bitch. Gonna intentionally go on in like middle platforms just to do what someone like normal at this would do. It's probably still a bit too tight. Dude, I was fucking blasted. It was great. It was absolutely great. 10 out of 10 would do again. Are you blind? Let's have a look at your screenshot real quick for you. Yeah, try the 3 dots. Normally there's a blue button in the middle as well, like underneath it. Also, actually, hold on. Let me look at that screenshot again. Okay, so see at the very top in your URL, there's a bit that says $DL equals 0. I'll type it to you. Change that 0 to a 1, so it's $DL equals 1. And then it just auto-downloads. It doesn't even give you that page. Whenever you share a Dropbox link, again, like, give it to people with the DL equals 1, because it's just, oh my god, it saves everyone time. Yeah, I'm going to increase this by another 0.75. I am a generous god. I can't even... Is that Mario? I can't actually tell, it's so pixelated. In before he like throws a Doom joke at me. Go away. Okay, I know this is a bit boring, but again, I'm gonna test. Button. Bitch slap. Oh, I missed. It's a Mario. Perfect, and now I'm going to try it without sprinting, just to make sure that in theory it's possible. Some of those jumps will be tight without sprint though. Like, very tight. I'm hoping by the time players get to this level they, you know, they've become accustomed with the idea of sprinting. I actually don't know if that's doable without sprint. Yeah, man, this is. If you go below the stream, there'll be the little dashboardy thing, which tells you what it is. Yeah, that's not actually possible without sprint. Vivi, are you actually still here, or were you joking earlier? Or did you actually, oh my god, I cannot speak, actually leave? Mizu, it's not that casual. But at the end of the day, I don't want like a simple little bouncy puzzle to like piss people off too much. Needs to be doable without sprint, yeah, I thought so. Okay, that's not too much of a big ask. All we need to do is grab all these pieces. Make sure the lava's also selected. Lava. And go 1, 2. And same here. 1, 2. And then all I really need to do is just move this into place, like so. And that should be good to go. Whoops, this side. No, this side. Ah, that's a bit boring. Whoop. But I mean... maybe. God damn it, I wish I need to stop saying it and just do it. Put a physical button there, Josh. Damn. Gotta punch off your leg. Never mind. Coming out of sprint and then jumping straight away, like you lose all of your momentum. It's crazy. Itchiest nose known to man. And I didn't hit use. I am the best at the video game. Aw, man. Okay. Can you jump off a monster's head? At the moment, I don't believe you can, because monsters can actually be pushed by the player, so if you jump on the monster, they just get pushed. You know what? We'll just increase the delay quite a lot, so let's put it at 3.4. We'll just put it to 4. That's a comfy number. Pros like me, haha, will just like whiz past it, and it's no different to them as if it was tight or not. Whoop. Fuck you all. There, see, like, you definitely lose momentum when you come out of a sprint. It's like, yeah, you know, if you sprint, you should just be able to go blitzing through it. You don't even need to go on the middle platforms. Man, I love that lighting. Cool. It's forgiving enough that it won't get boring if you struggle. Get fisted, son. Let's go to that other arm of yours, shall I? Never mind, he killed you. Off with your face. Yeah. Man, I wish I could punch so hard you could just blow literal monsters' faces off. I'd be so strong. Yeah, you could do, actually. I'll give that some thought. I want to get on with the mapping now. Yeah. Don't know why I'm doing it this way, right? Let's go. Let's draw some map geometry. So the idea here was that it connects to the cave. I wonder if that's actually kind of off-grid, that angle. Yeah, it is. That one's not. So you go back into the cave, and I've had a thought about the progression from here onwards. So you know before I was saying about having the key up here, and then like not knowing how I'm going to guide the player all the way back to this drill? Well, let me tell you, I've had an idea. So you see that we've got this like tunnel bit up here, this light shaft if you will. I was thinking, what if the player could jump back in through here? So, the idea being that instead of just dropping down, this is maybe fenced off or something else, and there's some rocky stairs going upwards here that like continue to give you a view over the drill area. You come around here, you get a view over this bit. You could just jump down if you want, but then you could go all the way to the end, and it sort of guides you straight here, which will be right there by the drill. So, I mean, you already sort of backtracked to get to this place, so I do want to, while I love good area reuse, I don't want to overuse that one, like one part of the map. Cool. Why am I working on such a small grid? This isn't healthy for anyone. There we go. Do 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 do. Okay. Man, my voice is so... it's horrible. I feel quite bad for my housemates. After that stream, the next day they're like, dude, you were fucking loud last night. You were way too loud. I'm like, but I had a good time. Like, yeah, we fucking know. We know. Tough shit, tell him to man up. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Oh yeah, they should, totally. I mean, normally they're the ones, you know, doing all the loud, obnoxious shit, having little parties and things like that, so... Half the time I'm with them, half the time I'm not. Depends who they're hanging with, really. Probably should have grabbed the geometry before the triggers and stuff, just so I didn't have to deal with looking at the radiuses. Okay, perfect. Yay, Mizu, thank you very much for the subscription, I appreciate it. Oh no, it's a 45-degree one. Oh, sorry, it's not a 45. Okay, assets. No, not doing assets. Merge map. Prefabs. Single up 45. I should have just done this from the start. Hello, door. Nice to make your acquaintance. Up you go. And in you go. So is that... That's half off the grid, isn't it? There you go, now it lines up with the grid. So one nudge this way, one nudge that way, and a little bit more. There we go. Just, yeah. Cool, so if I separate the surface off, got got ourselves a door. Definitely want this to be smaller. And to be honest, I've decided I don't want this added indentation here. This whole door thing can just come closer. Right, we've got a door. Huzzah. Following, play from here. So this door should just work. Whoop. Delicious. Gonna read the... Oops, wrong button. I'm glad you can go back to the editor from the main menu. Otherwise that would be serious problems. Okay, so we've got that. The next piece is the physical switch that you press to lift the platforms that I've told myself to add so many times. It's this side. Just this bit here. What we listen to at the moment, it should be below the stream, but I can tell you now it's -27 by a band called Walking Across Jupiter. We want it on this platform here. Smooth moves, Josh. Smooth moves. That will be perfect. And then these pieces, we're going to slide out like this. Delete that face there. Adjust this one's colour to be red. Okay, so this one here I'm going to make a little bit smaller, this piece, just so I can have some corners on it. Yeah, that works. And then if I just grab one of them, bring it out like this, yeah. We can set that to black painted metal. Where's the painted metal? There it is. How long have I spent on this map so far? Good question. Good question. Raking Tactics. You know how you're so kind and always seem to do like generous acts of generous things for me? Don't suppose you want to go count up how long all the VODs are on YouTube, do you? I feel super rude even asking. Wow, you don't have to, please. Now that I've asked, I feel bad already. It might be more, I don't know. Add about an hour and a half on top of the total, if you do count it. Because that's roughly how much I've worked off stream. Maybe even 2 hours. Just gonna make sure when this goes in, it doesn't phase through the floor or the wall. It does not. Grand. Oops. I bridged the back side of it somehow. I didn't know you could do that. That might prove useful for like glass windows and stuff. Okay, so sure, the first one is barely a jump, but now you can just run on it. Exactly that, Shrubsy. Exactly that. So I'll show you now, it should already be hooked up. So if I dump the player over here, clicking play from here, we'll hit this switch here first to lower the platforms, and which will eventually grant access to here. And then once you come up here, you'll see the switch, you'll press the button, it goes in the floor, then the lifts come up. And you're rude. Ah, whatever. It's not like I need much health. Cool. And then once they've all gone back down, this comes back up. So we bot the switch. Off we go. And then I'm just going to do a U-turn. So we can see from here, all of them have gone down, the switch comes up. I do wonder if you could jump all the way to the second one. Thinking of speedrunning this map before it's even a map. Nice. That's comfy. And Sunder. Sunder is, well, probably one of the most intense Doom experiences you'll ever have if you decide to play it. It's a in-development megawad, which is a level pack essentially for Doom. Cool, I'm happy with that. So the next step is to get the bars in that lower when we hit this switch here. So these bars here. Duplicate this, so I'm going to make this smaller. Yeah, we'll have it 2 units thick. And we'll extrude this upwards. To there. And I think I'm going to change how this piece looks. So if I was to use a white generic panel, yeah, this might be adding a lot of unnecessary faces to it, to be honest, but hopefully this room isn't too intense and it won't lag on weaker machines. We'll find out when we do stress testing. Okay. And then, so it's a bit more of a clue, I'm going to put some lights on top of these. Right. There you go. So then when these lower into the floor, you'll be left with that sort of pattern there. It's quite unique, it's different. We can. We can indeed. In fact, that was something I was meant to do on the other ones and I completely forgot. So I'm going to do it on this room over here as a test, and then we'll do it on the other one after. Thank you for reminding me. Whoops. Decorators, one shot. We'll do dust and sparks, I think. Sparks. Actually, two. We'll do sparks from one side, dust from the other, just for now, and I'll center them later. So this relay here would trigger that. Duplicate, shift it along. Same again. And then if I just move this into the center, hopefully it won't look too abnormal. So I don't really want to be spamming, like, obviously we've got 6 of these platforms in like the adjacent room, so 6 times what, 4? Yeah, too many effects going off at the same time. No worries, BT, no worries. Let's disable the AI. Thank you. That's nice. Let's try that again. Yeah, man. I'm glad you said that because I meant to do that before. Cool, let's go do that over here. 6 times, 6 times. Although it won't be much of a challenge really, will it? Okay, so we want entities, whoops, decorators, one shots, sparks medium, whoop, and dust medium. And just to make working with this a bit easier, I'm going to put the lifts into the floor for now. Cool. So these can go into the center. We'll stack them one over the other for now. Actually, yeah, tell you what. I'll keep them separated. And that will make it easier to trigger them, then I'll put them in the center after. Okay, so this triggers these two, etc., etc. Then we grab all the bottom ones. You can do them all in one hit, so if I grab all 6, we just need to shimmy them into place, like so. Put the lifts back up into place, and we should be good to go. There. Play from here. Ah, Zizzy, that would be fun. Sadly, they just sort of float at the moment on the way down. Like, the lift goes down quicker than a monster does. Okay, so how does this look? Beautiful. We could go one further and add like a little screen shake effect to it as well, but I feel like it would be kind of wasted. Damn, I like it. Thank you for shouting that one out, because, yeah, it's something I meant to do last time I set this up. All the way back over there and never did. Hello. Out of bounds clips. Yeah. Off with your face. Or your entire torso, as it may be. Yeah, I've still got some work to do in those caves. These caves are a bit bare and unfinished. Yeah, that's true. There's a screen shake for you. Right. Poles. Let's get those in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then move. Function mover. It's alphabetical order, but my brain just refuses to believe that for some reason. Genii, that's what I am. Minus, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 6. Perfect. I'm going to combine all 4 of these into one entity just to save me the need to, like, you know, work on each one individually. Prodeus is fist start, yes. Fist start, no pistol to be found to begin with. Although, to be fair, most maps do have them early. Although this map, you actually get the rocket launcher way before you get the pistol. Where am I going? I want to go through here. So, the player starts here, on this big old lift going down. Yay. Go through this door, and the first thing you see in front of you is a rocket launcher. Fist. Have you seen that clip from the weekend? Oh dear. They call me Mr. Fister. Anyway, so yeah, you get the rocket launcher first, and eventually, when you finally make your way into this building, you get the pistol. VV knows what kind of mess I am. Whoop. Oh god, Sizzy. Check the streams and videos channel on my Discord server to save me having to link it here, or just go to the clips page. It's not the world's most appropriate content in the world, but it's entertaining, I believe. I was so drunk. You'll have to forgive me for that. Okay, so this needs to be triggered by this. Boop. And then doors. That was it, we need sliding doors. I'm feeling especially lazy. Where are my sliding doors? Actually, there was some right by it. Hello, sliding doors. Which are, I believe, at a 45-degree angle. Yes. What I could do, find the trigger. What does the trigger trigger? Trigger triggers a relay, which does 2 movers, and the screen shake. And those movers trigger this, which triggers the screen shake. What triggers the dust then? The movers? Seriously, what triggers the dust? Oh, the other mover. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll take those. Yeah, this is a little bit messy because, like, some of the actions are based on the left mover and some of the actions are based on the right mover. Whereas I only need one mover for what I'm doing because it's just one door rather than a double door system. But it's alright, we'll make it work. Oh, Joe, that's mild compared to the later stuff. I think some last map, was it map 15 that was recently added, or 16? I haven't played it myself yet. But yeah, it has over 5,000 monsters and takes the average, like, skilled player, like, 4 hours or something ridiculous. Okay, so we've got the trigger, which triggers this relay, which shouldn't trigger that one. Which triggers the mover. Now let's check, this mover here would trigger just the relay again, whereas this one triggers the cam shake and the dust. So if I have this one do all 3, which it does, that should, in theory, be perfect. Now I need to just parent this to the mover. I'm going to move the mover a little bit more out the way so I don't confuse it with this one. And then we need to actually get the trigger. I might as well move the rest of it with it, in line with the switch. So that would be... Hold on a minute. Ah, I see, it's only 3 wide. That's why it's confusing me. So I guess this needs to go on a half-size grid. Half size of what I'm currently on. Left once to be in the centre, and then vertical align it. There you go. Okay, let's test that one door. Wait, did I parent the doors to the mover? I think I did. Red key required. Yeah, true. Not necessary though, so let's just get rid of that. Because you need the red key to get in here in the first place, so... Cool, it moves nowhere. Is it because I didn't parent it? Yeah, I didn't parent it, okay. And then the slide direction for this is totally wrong as well, so... -2, perfect. Let's go. "22 hours prior to today, not counting time you worked on my own, but if you averaged a 5 to 8 minutes of warm-up time before your intros." Wow. That's totally not the angle I thought it was going to go at. Hold on just a minute. Also, oh look, it didn't keep the -2. -2, and I actually need to work out the distance it needs to travel, so if that was the edge, it would actually need to go to -3. 3 minus... Oh, sorry, minus 3, 3. And we're going to do a move time of 1.25, so it's a bit speedier. Whoop. Okay, so that actually goes a bit too far. We need to go 0.25 less. Oh my god, streaming apps, you are way too frequent. That's driving me potty. 2.75, tap 2.75, test again, make sure that is actually the measurement we want. Stay near it so it doesn't close straight away. Beautiful, dead in line. Flush. Happy days. Now I can copy past to that one door. Delete the other doors that are just stuck in the wall here for now. Replace them and we should be good to go. Also let's test the poles because I haven't actually tested that. Make sure those go out the way. Take the armor because I totally need it against disabled AI. Sweet. What I'll be doing as well, so I was going to have barrels on these. These were going to be monster closets, I forgot about that. That needs to happen. So we're going to spawn some monsters in when you hit this switch here. We're also going to open the monster closets. There'll be barrels on these, and all the combat should just basically happen at this point. I might save the monster closets for when you pass through here. So once the player gets to about in line with this center platform, then the monster closets open. And maybe the doors behind you sort of lock until you've, I don't know, progressed. Or maybe they stay locked until you go through that window. But yeah, behind these windows as these lowers down, so if I reset... So if I go over here and hit this switch, you'll notice that window bit there is closed. You'll hit this, it opens up nice and slow. So behind those will be monsters that appear. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Winner. Okay, let's talk less about what I want to do, and actually do it. I completely forgot to actually bring the door in, but you know what, that's fine. That's all I need to do. Let's just open this door up and parent it to this movie. And put the trigger in the right place. Yeah, okay, it'd be less work to actually bring the door across, but nevertheless, we're there. Okay, let's delete these doors. And then select all of this stuff. There we go. Same again, select this door, select all the parts. I don't want the door frame. Hold on a minute. How is that one trigger rotated? I didn't think you could rotate triggers. Jason, please educate me. Also, I totally and utterly got confused then, but I think I've selected it all. Hi there, where I duck, how you doing? Something's not right there. That should not be triggering. Is there two dust actors here? There are. Sterling. I think he typoed and said striling earlier. I looked at that, I was a little bit confused as well. I thought you meant striking. Okay, well. We don't want that trigger doing what it's doing, so let's stop that on all 4 of these. On all 2 of these, because I haven't done the other 2 yet. It's all good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the door. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the door. We're going to duplicate it, we're going to rotate it, and we're going to slide it in. Just slide it in. That needs to go across one of these units. Actually, I can just see where it needs to go to. One more. Somehow that lines up well. Sweet, and then the last thing is to change the direction of these, so what was a positive becomes a negative, and what was a negative becomes a positive, so it goes in the opposite direction. Huzzah! Right, let's test all 4 doors. I totally just played it from the beginning. Oops. Yeah, I've said that a few times this stream. It's really annoying me. And I'm not even the viewer. Haha! We have the big boomstick, and I don't mean shotgun this time. Suicide on the ceiling. Lucky for me, I left a red key here, so I didn't really add much time waiting for that lift. Okay. Man, this room feels so much darker once you can't see in there. I love it. That's really good and moody. And that also says to me that we should have a decent amount of light pour through when we open the door. No, actually we don't. It's just a case of it is brighter through there, so it makes the room feel brighter. Cool. Door number 2. She works a beauty. Door number 3. Or contestant number 4. Suicide. Maybe what I could do. Nah. Don't mind me. Streamlabs versus Stay Hydrated. Well, Stay Hydrated happened 11 or 12 minutes ago, I think. Hey, BT. I think I used up a month, maybe a year's worth of memorable clip moments in one stream on Saturday. Give a poor man a rest. Oh, those lights. Yep. I am pleased with this. I'm definitely happy with this. The armor saved me. There we go. The pickled megasphere. See, I wouldn't have even called that one of the highlights out of all of them. Some of the other ones were especially interesting. It's my drunk laugh. Oh my god. Every time I hear that noise back, I'm like, oh no, oh dear, ooh, uh-oh. Is that me? Why is that me? Could that not be someone else? Please? Oh yeah, that one's a mess. The whole thing was a mess. But you all seem to enjoy yourself, and I know I did, so that's all that really matters. Good. That's what I like to hear. Why is that separated in half? Let's not have that, thank you. That's some wonky shit. Delete. Right, let's try this again. So this time I'm going to base it on this floor because it's already perfect. Thank you. Right. I'm going to do... I want a reason for this room to look so red. Kind of tempted to do this, you know. Let's try a darker red. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So you'll be able to see that there's enemies through it. Hey, wait. Why did Stay Hydrated bots, like, start so late? I've been streaming for an hour and 15. Normally it's bang on the hour. Yes, but I shall stay hydrated. You know the weirdest thing? I don't ever remember turning that bot on. It's just been with me since I've been on Twitch. But I'll tell you what it is. That bot is a good save reminder. Tells me I haven't saved for a while. DF waste processing. No, that's the other map. Mine shafts. Fight for your attention. I've got the bots fighting for my attention. Now I've got you, Zizzy. No, I don't want to ruin the surprise that this has enemies behind it. So if I delete just one of those sides, I'm going to turn this into... We've got the number panel there already. How would it look as a fat old computer? And we'll do it as red emissive on black geometry. Let's do that there just to make it solid. I'd argue that that looks a bit silly and a bit too much. Yeah, that took me 2 seconds to add, so it's not really worth making a prefab out of, but that's not a bad shout all the same there, Warpro. Ultimately, it was literally just applying a texture. Done. So have I won the secret stream war? I'm waiting for the right moment to say to Jason that it's all over. I've won. I've won! But, you know, it's not really fair to say that when Jason was at DreamHack and I wasn't. His chance to redeem will happen when I go on a break at the end of the month. I'm going to the wonderful sunny land of Corfu, a Greek island. Can't wait! I'm really not sure what I want to do with this. I think I'm going to indent this slightly. Tell you what. Yeah, that's nice and interesting. And we'll do that. So these two side pieces here will become this. Nope, that's a horrible texture for that size. Let's use... Where's the trim? There it is. And we'll do it in black. Cool. And then this can be indented. Whoops, I forgot to take this panel with it. In you go. I'll delete these two pieces here. And then if I separate these from the backboard, I can then stretch these out without stretching the computer screens. Cool. And these could be the black trim that I've used elsewhere, and that just works. Oh, how many gear-ups? Not as many as I used to. My appetite isn't quite what it used to be. Fun story though, there was, I was in Spain, it wasn't Greece, it was Spain, with my grandparents back when I was younger, and there was all-you-can-eat gyros there. I wasn't very well after that much. So the answer is quite a lot. Which texture do we prefer? Holiday sure is about excess, and hopefully it'll be more alcohol than food excess, I think. We'll see. We will see. When am I rebranding to Foldy Organs? Man, that made me laugh so much when people were like working out anagrams of my name. Like, who would have thought Dragonfly OS could be shuffled around into Foldy Organs? That's amazing. Oh, this thing. That's the ATM, is it? Oh, okay, now I get you. Now I get what you mean. Hey, total waste of time, but isn't that what most of my streams are? I just get sidetracked. Let's go add a keypad to it. I just need to remember where the keypad texture is on it, so let's make this huge. Whoop. There is one that looks like a keypad, I could swear. I might be wrong in saying that. Okay, so we hit the width. Yeah, this one here. To me, there you go, keypad. What's that? Yeah, okay, I get the size. It needs to be 3 units wide. Actually, it's 6 units. No, 4. I think I need it 4 wide. How tall is that currently? It's 6, so it needs to be 8. Obviously this doesn't line up perfectly because it's on a slope, and I'm just slapping it in there as a quick example. We set it to local, and we go ahead and find the keypad. There you go. Now you've got an ATM machine. That's not a bad idea. Right. Less ATM machine. More trapping the player with hostile environments. Let's smack a texture on this so it doesn't look too stupid. That will do nicely. And we'll merge it with the front side of this, so that this can lower into the floor as one unit. And we're going to bridge the top so we have a texture there. And then take this out so that it doesn't clash. Perfect. And the inside of here could be something different, so let's go get one of those nice panel floors. Yeah, let's try that one. It might need to be the diagonal one, or I could go to local diagonal. There you go. Yeah, that makes that room feel sufficiently different. Oh, is the stream stopping? Ooh, I haven't got any reports of drop frames or disconnections, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's running fine my end, and hopefully you can get it solved on yours. Okay, I think the player's going to want some ammo so that they can keep shooting things. This side I'm going to put bullets and health, and the other side I'm going to put shells and armor, I think. Bullets and health. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I wish the engine made that noise every time you just place it. It's like boop, little boop. Just want to make sure they're positioned in a decent way. Yep, that sure is attention grabbing with the blue and the red. Grab that. Delicious. Is there an orange hue I could add to the floor? Absolutely, I could just set the floor to orange, which is probably a bit too intense. To be honest, I think maybe this light is a bit too intense, all in all. If I change the range from 20 to like 12, and then we do something like this. Hey, I've just realised the size of this isn't so good with this texture now. 1 second, I'm going to change it to the smaller plating. Local diagonal. Just so this isn't such a overly saturated red section, I think I'm gonna make this a light. Yeah, we'll do that. And if I was to place one of these down here... Oh, hello. You feeling okay? So we'll place that one there. We'll set the range to be smaller, so like 6 or something. And the intensity to 1. Maybe the range could be 10. 10, 1, and white. Whoa, not that. That, yes. Okay, that reads so much better to me. Have I put a dragonfly in a map yet? I've been outed already. In the waste processing map, somewhere technically out of bounds, somewhere you really are unlikely to get to without the editor. Whee! There is a dragonfly. Of course there is. Which is all the way up at the top of the map over there where you can't really get to. The closest you can get to is here. You can't quite get on that roof. It's just that little bit too high. It had to be done. And hey DF, what games do I play in my free time when I'm not mapping? Let's see. I like RPG games, so sometimes I play things that are RPG genre, although I haven't really had time to lately. I think the next RPG in my queue will be Pokemon Sword or Shield when that comes out. I am quite guilty of playing, I'll put it in front of me, Guitar Hero quite a lot. Whenever I've got 10-15 minutes spare, I'll just chuck on a couple of songs on Guitar Hero. And generally I'll just stick to shooter games for the most part. I like the action that they offer. So, yeah. Although I'm a variety player, so I do play everything really. The only sort of stuff I tend not to play, for the most part, is like racing games and games I know have a playtime of like 80 hours plus, because I know I'll never get to the end of it, so... Yeah, this map. This was the first room I made for Prodeus, even though it's technically not the state it was in when I first made it. If I go and load the first version of this map, waste processing draft 1, it's not even in the same place. Lots of green goop, oh yeah. Here you go, here's the first iteration of this room. So you can see there's this like ledge up here that no longer exists. Double window instead of a big window. And in fact that's been moved across somewhere. This is right here, like you could quite literally just jump from the edge of the window up onto the platform. It was dumb. This bit hasn't changed too much. We've got an inset here now. These stairs were a lot less Prodeus thick. This whole bit here now has like a window and places to go. Damn. Not much, BT, not much. We're now looking at the very first version of my waste processing map. So there's this like blocked out area here, which is crap. But yeah, this is the first room I did. And then if you go to the last version of the map, DF maps, waste processing version 60, there. And then go find where that room actually moved to, which is all the way over here. There you go. So to explain those differences, like because I realised you could sort of jump off the little platform to get up there, this got inset, and then I did some like almost Star Wars-esque like TIE fighter landing zone. Man, that'd actually be quite good in like a Space Thief level, this sort of shaping. Oh, dumb shit. Okay, so I discovered a bug in the editor. And I wasn't sure if it was part of the file or if it was just a sort of instance that happened during the session. Basically, I'll see if I can cause it to happen again actually, because I'm running on an older copy of the engine right now. Let's set a light to intensity 100. Shit goes crazy. And now the intensity, the brightness of the area has gone crazy. And sometimes it doesn't know what to do with it, and it starts affecting things nowhere near it, and then the whole map gets eaten up by black. Like, you should never do something this bright. Like, this is just absurd. It should be much, much lower brightness than this. There you go. Back to normality. But yeah, basically what I'd done... Oh, there you go. We're getting a bug. So I'd messed with the intensity of the brightness so much so that the lighting engine seems to have gotten confused. And do you see these black splodges forming? If you move the camera, they grow. If you go out of view and then go back, they sometimes disappear. But they do come back sometimes. And then if they come back and they take over your whole screen, you can't get rid of them. It was an interesting bug. I don't really know full accurate reproduction steps, but if I just strobe that a little bit, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, this is interesting, to say the least. And now my view's completely gone. I can't get it back. I think you can say... might be wrong in saying this, but I think you can get it back by loading a map. So if I go and load, like, the version before 59... No, you can't. Yes, you can. Okay, cool. But after you've done that, sometimes that black stuff still reappears, so I'm just going to restart this, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah, I thought I'd show you guys that. Game dev isn't always pretty. But yeah, when that first happened, I didn't want to lose the work I'd done, so I saved it out as a version of the map called Dumb Shit. Saying some dumb shit's happening. Help. So, but now that I know the reproduction steps to it, which is go overly intense, yeah, just don't do it. Like, the default intensity on a light is 2, so I know you can go over 1, that's okay, it's just what the limit above that is before this bug starts happening, I don't know. Because, yeah, that happens. Oh, this is periphery, I thought it sounded familiar. Okay, right, let's lift this dude out of the floor. Cool, man. You know, I think I'm going to make my life easier. Just delete the floor, I don't need to delete anything else, do I? Grab this, grab the... I don't need those items because we're going to be using different ones. Sweet. And we'll flip that on the Z-axis. Roll it over here. Boop. Happy days. And that brightness needs to change to... Oh yeah, I need to get my windows back open because I did the whole messing around earlier. Let's put them back in place. Right. Ooh. Excuse me. The sore throat's starting to get a bit worse. I think I'm going to have to go and get another drink in a second. Oh, I really hope this clears up before I go on holiday. And take care, Jark, and good luck with your stream when you start doing one. Entities... I did health on the other side, didn't I? So I'm going to do armor this side. A boop, a boop. Boop. Told you, we need the sound effects. Make it happen, Jason. Please. Okay, so let's see. ammo, shells. We're going to dump a ton of shells on the player here. So they should be armed up to the teeth with a bunch of shells and bullets. Cool. Right. Ah, yes. Well, it kept doubling each time, and she eventually... Was it 200 or 100 the last one? Yeah, I mean, as long as it's an optional feature, Phoebe, I wouldn't say it's actually a bad idea at all. Like, a little boops and blips and stuff would be kind of cute. As long as they're not on by default. They're like, up here you've got like, preferences, I don't know, sound effects on. Yeah, exactly. Okay, right, shall we get some monsters in here? Monster number 1, the bloater. I've just remembered something that is going to cause a problem with what I wanted to do in this map. Mapping of the dead. Oh my god, are you... obviously House of the Dead, I know you're quoting that, but you know about Typing of the Dead. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes. You, sir, have fine taste in games. You know, that's probably one of the few actual, like, real arcade units I'd actually want to invest money into. Is just a proper House of the Dead 1 and 2. Use effects, don't start triggered. Duplicates. If you happen to know anyone who's got one, or one I could just go play on for a few hours, ooh, please do. I miss that game so much. I miss when it was like the commonplace arcade thing. Man, could you imagine an actual cabinet for Typing of the Dead? Oh hey, I've got one, it's a computer. I'm thinking we open the doors with this trigger. If you trigger this, does it get re-triggered? I suppose what you could do is trigger the door and then trigger a relay that happens a small delay after, which, you know, toggles the relays and the trigger here, so you can't actually redo them. Just turns them off. Oh yeah, like a cha-ching thing for when you save or something. That'd be good. That'd be good. Just realised that you'd said that above. Okay, I'm going to ponder about the opening of this door while I go get a drink. So, I'll leave you with the music, and I'll be back in, I don't know, a minute? Maybe less? See you in a sec. And I am back. Ugh, okay, so House of the Dead 4 cabinet, £4,000. Fuck! No. For £4,000 I could go on a luxury cruise. Or, you know, have a substantial piece towards a house deposit or something. Original House of the Dead, second hand for... Fuck! That tempts me. That actually tempts me, because House of the Dead 1 is the one that I'd want. Either 1 or 2. Oh no! I can't believe I'm even considering this. Where would I put it? If you could send me a link to that on Discord, I could check it out later, just out of curiosity, and see if I could coax my housemates into going halves in it or something. That'd be amazing. That'd be so good. That's so much money for just one game, though. Oh, plus shipping. Okay, shipping, if it's in dollars, it's going to be coming from America, I assume. So, let's look at probably more like $2,425. Dude, if I got it, I'd definitely stream it. I'd stream it over and over until I get the world record, probably. God, that'd take a long time, wouldn't it? Haha, this is it. Okay, so the doors. I saw someone ask a question about can you stack like multiple movers onto a single thing. Now the answer is in short, no. You can parent it to only one entity. However, you can parent this entity to another thing, and both of them inherit that thing's setting. So I can move this mover, which in turn would move the door because the door is parented to this mover. Yeah. To explain that, I will show you quickly. If I go to the waste processing map, I've done exactly that. Draft 60. If I go here and lower the res so it's actually not so laggy. Basically, under the map you'll see we have all of these movers. The reason why we have so many is there are actually 4 buckets here. If I increase the grid size just so I can move them out, you'll see we have a stack of 4 buckets. And in what these buckets do, they're linked to a container, and the container is then like its holding thing in entity format, if you will. And then you'll see that we've got a chain of things that are parented, or movers that are parented to each other in a long line. And what each mover does is the mover triggers, it then triggers a relay which waits for the mover to do its thing, and then triggers the next one, which takes 6.2 seconds, and then when that's done, it triggers the relay which waits half a second, then triggers the next one, takes 3.4 seconds, triggers the next one, waits half a second, triggers, and does the full chain. So if I was to go here, I might need to disable the AI quickly. Where are they? Yes, I do. Okay, so you'll see this bucket here that I've placed. We've got a 5th bucket, this one. We actually have 7 buckets. 6, this one here, and 7, that one there. Now, 6 and 7, the last 2 I pointed at, this one here, and this one here, actually just disappear instantly. Because you can't see them from here. There's no way you can see the one up there, there's no way you can see the one down there without jumping, and it doesn't matter too much anyway. So those 2 disappear, and then this one moves, but because this one has a shorter cycle than the others, I only actually move it once, and once it gets to the end of the chain, I just hide it. I leave it hidden. So this switch causes the buckets to move, and what it does, it triggers a relay that waits for a quarter of the time we need, and then sets the next bucket up another quarter of the time, and you'll get the next bucket which is going to carry that dead imp. Then you get another one, so this will be bucket number 3, and then we'll have bucket number 4. And now once bucket number 4 goes up, the first bucket that went through is about to hit the end of its chain, and it will respawn under here. So if we go under the map, you can watch from here. You'll see the bucket just appear, and off it goes. And the splashing does indeed move with it, yes. Although this one has been misaligned because I moved it in the editor and didn't put it back, so we'll ignore that one. This one's in place. So, yeah, this comes and does its cycles. This is how the player would traverse here. They stand on top of this. Then it goes through a gate that the player can't go through. It dips down into the acid. And then when one bucket gets there, the other one despawns and reappears over there. So if I was to go under the map, you should be able to see top left and bottom middle. You'll see that once this bucket that's coming in gets to the end of its sequence, the next one should reappear and up it goes. And that just loops endlessly. Once the player's activated it, those things will just keep going. Seeing this from behind is a bit weird. Especially with the misaligned bucket going through it. What the fuck? So yeah, in this case the idea is that the player sees that, they're like, oh nice, let's go get one of those, see what's going on with that movement. Whee! They can just drop down onto a bucket, see the secret blue key, if they drop down early enough, and it just carries them on all the way to the end. And the reason this is stuttering when I move and the liquid is doing it is because the liquid's set to world, not local. That's one of the things I need to touch up in this map. I love that misaligned bucket is just hilarious to me. Nice, see you later. What a mess. Also, that bucket also becomes a shortcut up to there. Talking of things I need to tidy, misaligned bucket again. That's one of the things I need to sort out. That Z fighting going on there. Take me away. So yeah, the idea is you get the blue key and come to the blue key door that you would have seen earlier to get to this point and collect, well, a ton of health and armor. If the player stands between the shield and the bucket, no, at the moment, the default action when two things collide, say like a door or this bucket mechanism, is the player would get pushed through the ceiling. Not the floor, the ceiling. It's always the ceiling they seem to get pushed through. But will be appending crushing mechanisms to this and stuff. So if the player was to stay here and then get crushed up in this pillar here, they should die, but at the moment he just gets pushed through. See how I'm now up in the ceiling, like geometry that I've made. Up there. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Go, bucket, go! Anyway, I want to get some mapping done before I have to call it a night, and it's already 20 past 9. DF maps, DF mineshafts. I'm not too bothered about getting mapping done, shall I say. I want to get this room finished. Combat and all. So, yeah, there's one bug at the moment that I'm just going to pretend isn't there. And that is the barrel bug, where if you put a barrel on top of an entity that is parented to a mover, the barrel will phase through that bit of geometry as if the geometry wasn't there at all. So this barrel's now going to land on the lava. See how it's not at the top anymore, it's in there. So, actually, you know what, I actually don't want the barrels there. Anyway, thinking about it, that'd be awful for like speedrunners and stuff, having to weave around the barrel. Try parenting the barrel. That's not a bad shout, Jason. Not a bad shout at all. So if I parent that to the mover as well... No, it still goes. And it's only the barrel that does it. Other decorative objects, like a dead body, so if I go to decorators, where the barrel... Not decorators, sorry. Entities props. So if I was to go to like the dead soldier should just stand on the platform just fine. But the barrel goes through. Also, I think the barrel is, if we go entities props and just put a barrel down here, or more than one barrel. I also think the I think the barrel is the only thing that's solid. It stops the player's movement entirely. You can't push it around. Whereas a monster, for example, if I go through here, the monster I can give a bit of a shove to. Personally, I think that monsters probably would be better if they couldn't. Also, it's just that awkward height where you start to see the top of it and you just see that sprite change a bit suddenly. Oh, and the barrel is also one of the few things not affected by model mode, but that might be this build that I'm using. I am on the old build still. I need to update to the latest one. I really should do that sooner rather than later. Right, well, I want barrels in this run. I want a bit of explosive action, but I think I'm going to squeeze them around the sides a bit. Just something like that. Nothing over the top, but enough to be interesting. That might be too close to that door. Who cares? Okay. Let's put another barrel. Just trying to think of places where it would be interesting for the barrels to be. I guess if we had one. Oops. Entities, props, barrels. So if we have one here, and then in terms of monsters, we would have something like a big red just start chasing the player down straight away as they come in the right hand side door. You could just use that barrel and just go with it. Skullfish, because it's good fun to be a dick when you're a mapper. And skullfish, well, they're the definition of that. They are the dick move. Let's get 2 of those in. Imp. I think we'll have 1 imp on the final platform here. And then for good measure we'll tuck in a couple of soldiers just in this corner here. Just looking back at that barrel comment, for some reason it makes me think of the Doom mod, A Boy and His Barrel, which is of slightly questionable nature, but it is funny. It is good. Violet, I can't forget what the barrel's last name is. Beauregard or something? It's a barrel filled with purple juice or jam, and you have to protect it. It's sort of like a Save the President mod. You have to take the barrel with you. It's kind of almost like it has the same compassion levels that you'd get from the companion cube in Portal, like a personified, just inanimate object that you as the player want to, for no valid reason, want to keep alive and do what you can to save its life, even though it's inanimate. And I thought it was such a weird and interesting mod that I actually made a map for it. Okay, so we got these dudes here. That should be more than enough for the player just traversing through. I think I'm going to stick 1 imp up on here as well. Have him stare the player down as they enter the door. Cool. So the idea with these barrels is to get the bloater if you want. This room already has those 2 guys in it, that's not a problem, so he's facing the door. I think I'm going to tuck this one over here. Yeah, you know what, I'm not in the mood for this. Even though it is a cover of Coheed and Cambria, I'm just not in the mood. And for the extra like overlooking threat, we'll have 2 imps up here. Fireball dudes. And I guess I'll also just, in fact, tell you what, we'll put 1 behind here, looking through the edge bar there, and we'll get rid of this one up here. So the pathfinding should dictate that he'll either run up here and lob fireballs at you that way, or he'll squeeze up against the bars and try and throw them at you that way. Let's find out what he does. Hi there. You can't quite see me from that angle. Oh no, I just haven't got the AI turned on. So he's going to try and throw fireballs through there. I don't know if he's actually going to... No. Unless I tuck myself in this corner, I imagine he would go up then. Yeah, he did. But I'm not really relying on that happening. He's just more there to help signpost that this is a thing. First things first, let's no-clip through the door, grab this stuff. Oh no, I wasn't able to get to the barrel quick enough. Woe is me. Oh, that is satisfying. He's very dead now. Fucking hell, that came through the door quick. Now, you could use all the barrels like I have on the way in. Or if you're a smart person, you could try and save them, knowing that they might help you with a fight that's going to happen later. You know, I feel it's good we went a little over the top with presenting this switch, because now it's really obvious even during a fight. Cool. So we need to spawn some, we've got the bloater in place, we just haven't actually triggered the spawn yet. We need to open these up. And I also think we need to do something about those blue lights and probably green lights on this side. No green lights this side. Those aren't quite as potent, I guess. Yeah, to solve these blue lights, what we'll be doing is just turning them off and then switching them on when this lowers. Yeah, it's deliberate. I don't have the game audio on myself. Otherwise it's a bit like a noisy mess and I have to keep like pausing the music and remembering to put it back on. And I'm a forgetful person. A very forgetful person. What if I had a second set of bars with glass in the gaps? Would that help it? Absolutely it would. In fact, we might do something similar. Not quite glass, but what we can do, if I duplicate just one bar and slide that all the way through it, we could give that a grating texture. Duplicate, flip it, and then just merge it with the bars. Reparent it. So when this goes down into the floor, that'll be absolutely fine. And now the imp won't try and go through there. He'll be like, fuck this shit, I'm going up it. In fact, he probably won't see the player through those bars because I think they're considered a solid wall. Yeah, that's kind of pointless actually, thinking about it, because it would just be treated like a solid wall. And I would rather there was more visibility into that room overall. So I think I'll just stick with it for now. What you can do is do the bars one-sided, so they're not solid on one side and they are on the other. But then that wouldn't change the imp's pathfinding, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if I widen the gaps, I run the risk of the player being able to squeeze through. So if I go one wider, I think... I know the imp could fit through there, but I also think the player could fit through. So he should be just about... Oh no, he might be... Screw. But yeah, I can get through that, so that defeats the purpose of the bars. He might be a bulky fella, but the Prodeus guy, he sure knows how to squeeze through a gap. In fact, do you want to come in? Or are you just going to constantly throw fireballs at me and get pushed by Big Red? I love the fact that Big Red's like, please let me in. So yeah, the imp is about that size, but he doesn't want to squeeze in. I'm punching a corpse, I think. Huh. So, I think I'll just keep it as it is. It's not like it's a big issue at hand. If an imp just stands there like looking at you throwing fireballs at the fence, then you can laugh at him and then he'll come out and try and get you later. I mean, we do it all the time in Doom. Like in Everternity, I've got a few sections where there's like, I don't know, something like 10 demons just behind bars. You can opt to not waste your ammo on them and just laugh at them stuck there like a caged animal or something. But if you leave them, they eventually get released later and it becomes a bit dangerous. I think we have that already. We've got this navigation thing here, nav block and nav link, but I've never touched them yet. I don't know how to use them. I'm sure they're quite simple, to be honest. I just haven't felt the need until maybe now. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, not navigation, function, we're going to add a relay. And that relay will be our monster spawner. So the delay will be 0.25, just something, we don't even need a delay, it's just 0, it's just something separate to the switch. To the trigger, because it's sort of triggering enough stuff as it is. If we separate it, so this triggers monsters, it's easy to sort of keep tabs on what's spawning in and what's not. I'm thinking if we go to entities, monsters, I think we had a skullfish up here, staring down the stairs. Use effects, don't start triggered. We will be a little bit rude and we'll squeeze a shotgun guy just here. In fact, we'll do 2. Like so. Make them not starting triggered, and do use the effects. They have the like animation as they come in. And I'm thinking this room here doesn't need much because we're going to have the side doors that open up. So if we were to have just like, I don't know, 1 imp. Die, he won't be behind a pillar because the pillar lowers down, so. 1 imp there, 1 imp here, and 1 imp there, like a little triangle formation. Okay, so they don't get forgotten, we'll trigger them all now. So we've got imp number 1, 2, and 3. We've got the 2 shotgun dudes here. We've got the cheeky skullfish. And then we've got the 2 side rooms. Now, these rooms we can do... You know, I'm thinking double Void Reavers. Is it Reaver or Reaper? I keep mixing them up. I don't know. Can't quite see the full name there. Let's extend this. Reaper. It is a Reaper, not a Reaver. Don't ask me why I mixed them up, because Reaver isn't actually used in the game, but there you go. Sweet, so we got 1. 2, and I'm going to supply the player with a decent amount of rockets on the other side of the room. So over here, we'll give the player a few rockets. Ammo rocket. Now I see a purpose for these things here. Oh, I know why. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shouldn't have done this one with it, really. Grab these, scroll up, not scroll, extend them down. That could go to there. Delete all the bottoms. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, no. 1, 2, bridge. 3 and 4, bridge. Then we'll grab the sides here. We'll extrude them down. So we've got those little like closets again. Yeah, that works. We could even make these ones white to give more reason to that little split there. Yeah, I like it. I believe the monsters are already predefined. I don't think there's any way to control them as a mapper. Not to say that that's not ever going to be possible though. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? 8 rockets should be plenty. I just want to drop myself here and make sure that they don't look too stupid. Oh, they fit nicely in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Armour. Yeah, the player will be decently stacked for this. Cool. So, we need a mover. Okay, no. Clicking all the wrong things now. Function, mover. We'll plop this in here. That's 1, 2, 3, that's 6, so -6 vertically. And we will grab both of these and we'll parent them to this mover. I think that's the one. Yep. So they're parented to this mover, so this relay needs to spawn 2 Void Reapers and the items so we don't get the glow from them. Which reminds me, need to turn off start spawn. Whee! One more. And this trigger here needs to trigger the mover, so I'm keeping all the movers and such. Oh wait, not that trigger. No, sir. That's the one that when you get near it, this is the button press. And that reminds me. How did Jason... You can just rotate it. Okay, so triggers can be rotated. I am the dumb. Yeah. Okay. File, save, file, load. That's made me just remember one thing that bothered me so much before. Waste processing, I'm just going to save it over the top of map. Actually no, I'll make map 61, or version 61. So, over this way, there was a door. I believe I had it. Oh no, it was rotated. Ignore me, I think I solved it then. Never mind. Version 21. Back we go. How long do you figure after the editor ends up in people's hands till E1M1 is remade? I reckon it'll be day 1 of early access. Day 1. Oh, 1 second, I have a phone call coming in. I will be back in just a second, sorry. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry. Right, so what I did then, I'll explain what I've just done. So I've set a big old walking trigger. So when you basically cross this line, very Doom style of me, it triggers this. However, I didn't want it to trigger on the way in here, I wanted it to trigger on the way out. So what I've done is I've placed a toggle above the player start. It's the only reason I've done it like this is it's something Jason does and it makes sense to me, which is if you've got a toggle above the player start, it sort of tells you this is the one that toggles at the very start of the map. It always triggers straight away. So what this toggle does is it disables that trigger, so it can't be activated. So this is disabled. We come in here, we hit the switch once it raises up, and it uses this toggle which turns it on. So when you come back through here, this causes these platforms to lower. Quite simple, really. I should probably not trigger these. From here, but rather I should trigger them from here. And I'm also going to not use the effect on the Void Reavers, they just instantly pop in. That way as soon as the door's opening they just pop in, there's no sort of teleport time for them. It's just an instant effect. Okay, right, what's the time? I've only got about 10 more minutes I can give, so let's go. Let's do this. So I'm just going to test, make sure, so we'll cross this line, nothing happens. If we go back through, slap the switch, make our way back, and as soon as we cross it, that opens up and there's a Void Reaver there, just a Reaper. Reaper, not Reaver. There he is, there's the other one, just waiting to ruin our day, and with the blue highlighting on him, he looks wicked. I like that. It is terrifying. It's almost the equivalent of the Pain Elemental from Doom, but so he spits out these guys, but he also has a pretty vicious melee attack, and it's tanky as all fuck. So the two Void Reapers need to be lifted up out of the floor a little bit. Let's go for one of these, and these dudes are a little bit too high for their own good, so if we drop them down 1.5, I'll say. So if we play from here, yeah man, the monster designs are delicious. They are tasty, to say the least. I'm going to turn the AI back on and off we go. Away with you. Oh, there he is. He was sneaking around, I couldn't find him. Oh, he died. Cool. You want to go? Don't mind if I do. You know, I might just delete this guy. He's not really doing anything for anyone. Ooh. God damn. I was not ready for that big red. I wasn't ready for him again. Actually, I'm going to save those barrels for the Void Reapers. I'm quite injured. Oh. Don't think there's any health out this way yet. Not yet. Almost. I did manage to get myself crushed by the door. That means I need to make those triggers bigger. Right. Let's do that first. So this is 5 by 5 by 6. If I was to make it 6 by 5 by 6, would that work a little bit better? I mean, it's quite difficult to do what I just did, but the fact that I did it by mistake is... yeah. Maybe I need to get get all Duke Nukem on you guys and just have you get killed by doors. I mean, these doors are heavy looking. It would actually make sense versus being like a building's front door, like a little basic one. Like, if you got jammed between something like this, you'd kind of expect your ribs to get crushed. Okay, right, let's play that again, and this time not play like shit. I'm building this in my usual sort of Doom style, where I build for the higher difficulties first, and then weaken it later. In some cases I might go more difficult. We will see. Probably shouldn't have got so near that barrel. The fact that door closes behind you actually sort of seals you in for the fight. You could use it, but it's quite slow, so you'd risk taking a fireball to the back. Ooh, almost made it through the door. Shit. Blood everywhere. Reload my guns. Get myself all prepped for battle. Okay. I'll lead with the rocket launcher. So he spawns behind there, sort of luring you back in that direction. If I was sensible, I would have gone and collected the minigun around the corner before I came in this place, but I've got to test it with the weakest possibility. So I would straight away run in here to try and kite these guys, and then, oh shit, the big dudes are out. God, this might be too harsh. Did I take all the health already? I don't know. No, I didn't. But I died. Go fists only. I'd love to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jack the player up with some health on this side. So if I do 2 panels like this, I'll delete one of them. I'm thinking we'll decorate this a little bit health-based. Blue. So if I was to go black for this piece, just so we've got like a good bit of contrast. This, oh, get a better angle, Josh. This centre stripe here could come along like this, and we could actually have this piece here be a nice shade of blue. And I'm thinking if I use the panelled, the ribbed panel, panelled rib. Sounds like food. And here, can do a little bit more of that indentation. So here we can have a nice blue light, which will attract the player towards it. Let's have a look at that blue. So that is roughly, I'm going to say 0.35 red, 0.7 green, 0.85 blue. Entities, nope, it's actually a function. Function, light. Boop. Intensity 1. So we said 0.35, 0.7, 0.85. And that matches up nicely. Yeah, man, that tune is nice. I really like that track. I'll also add some nice sort of colour contrast to all the red that we've got. And if we give it that soft little flicker, like a pulse, a little throbbing pulse, might up the intensity and shorten the range massively. Still hitting that wall there. No, 8. Not 89. 8. There we go. That's good. If I go ahead and grab these, duplicate, flip, plonk it here, combine, weld, duplicate, bring across. What's the Morse code in this one going to say? Eat spicy sausages. I don't know. You tell me, what should it say? Actually, I'm going to delete one of those first. Rotate it. I think it's supposed to face sideways from the player. Play from here. Let's see if I can bait that into hitting this. There you go. And then standing in the fire. Ah, the fire's gone. Give me that shotgun of yours. Damn it. Oh, he died from the fire damage. Well, I guess we're going to go hard mode on this, and that guy needs to be raised. And why are you doing that? Thank you. Yeah, I definitely need to raise it up a bit higher. Oh god, everything's in here. Escape. Escape. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Cheese it. Screw those guys. I'm out of here. I wonder if you can squeeze through that. Ooh, not quite. Try again. You can. Not that that does any benefit because you could have just walked around. So hard to jump off that slope. There you go. I still haven't got a way to access this secret yet. But I do have ideas. I don't want to do that one on stream, so... Oh, I missed. Ah, I need to use my pistol. Off with your face. You too. This door's dangerous. It's not too bad. I might make it so once you've opened the door it just stays open. Be a bit different that way. Of course it's going to die there. Okay. I'm going to adjust that combat another time, I think. But we've got the 2 medkits here, so that should be a lot more balanced. you've also got the armor there, so you get quite stacked up here. What else is there to do? Oh, I was about to save anyway because it's about the end of the stream. 2.5 hour stream. Let's have a think. Dragonfly. To be honest, this room's done. I think I'm going to move this dude here. No. Caught that at a very awkward angle. This big red here, I find he's a bit janky because he gets straight up in your face, which just sort of pushes you away from the door. So, yeah. Aside from that, I think I'm happy with it. Oh yeah, lower these dudes, that was it. No, it wasn't lower, it was raise. It was raise. That should be better, and I'm also going to squeeze him closer. In fact, I'm going to put him in the door. In the door. So, I'm wondering... Just disable the AI. So, if I do that, that is perfectly timed. Yeah, that gets your attention that that window opened, definitely. Nothing else spawns in here, so that's the only sort of distraction, which is what you're actually looking for. Oop. Bitch. Can you one punch these? No. I mean, they'd blow up in your face if you were within melee range anyway, so. Coming in here, if you don't kill anything, is quite crazy. You know, actually I think that solves everything. If you were to reduce these imps down to just the one, which will bait you to sort of rush into it over this way, once you open that door. Oh sod, I'm going to play it one more time. I'm getting a balancing mindset going, so I might as well just do it now. Oh yeah, re-enable the AI, talking of balancing. I should reload this. Probably shouldn't have shot that. Now I'll use this. So satisfying when the head just pops off. Ran out of shells just at the wrong time. But the idea was this map's supposed to be more rocket heavy than shells, and I've got, I assume that's 22. I had it so low res you can barely read it. Yeah. Oddly specific, just curious about the mechanical function. What was that? So can you make a secret condition that requires you to not pick up certain items? Such as if you did the fight... Yes, yes you could. So you could make it so picking up the item triggers something, and that trigger would disable the activator for a secret area. So say at the end of the map there could be a door that's open and you've got all the stuff in there. But if you pick any of these up, that then triggers the door to close, for example. You could do that. Or yeah, you know, you can toggle things, or however you want to do it. Yeah, that's definitely possible. Right, let's see this in action. Hi there. How are you doing? He should burn out, I think. Very close. I missed. Actually, not as close as I thought. Nowhere near as close as I thought. Mind you, I was shooting a shotgun from a distance, so... Just casual side steps. Get all Matrix on this. Intentionally ignoring the one behind me and just trying to focus one down. God, these guys are tanky. Get that barrel in on it. For those of you who are looking at this going, oh god, this looks too hard, don't worry. Like we discussed earlier, difficulty should be implemented, so... Also, I've still got 95 health, like... That's 15 health right there. And a further 25 there. Oh, he recognised it straight away. Man, those are such dickhead shotgun positions. Love it. Multiplayer is indeed planned. Oh, you bastard. Perfect. Yeah, we got this room in a good state. This room's probably been the slowest bit to develop in the entire level, but... Or these 3 rooms, whatever. But it covers quite a lot of ground. I'm happy with that. I feel like this has been a productive stream. A little slow, but productive. And I think that's a good point to finish it on, to be honest. We've got this, you know, done. Oh wait, I'm going to go back up there and see if I can get the angle. Yes! Oh, I missed. Trying to shoot it the whole way through. Hello? Hello? Is that the same on the other side? That was it. Next to that. See if I can squeeze a rocket through that gap. You can! Off into the infinity you go. Just up the res so I can still see it. Follow it! Ah, it's gone behind the clouds. Yeah, I'm not a huge Halo fan myself, but the games I've played I have enjoyed. I think, was it Halo Reach that had the map editor built in? Naturally that would be the one I ended up spending the most time on. Reach, I think it was, that I played the most of. I mean, I played a lot of it, but I definitely spent a lot more time in the editor than I did ever playing any of the Halo games combined. Well, yeah, I built some pretty awesome stuff back then. Aw, it didn't blow up on me. No, he did. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Right, I'm gonna go to bed. So, on that note, I think, in fact, I'm going to do it while you guys are still watching. Let's go see if there's anyone worth raiding tonight, shall we? Cavernous is still streaming. We're going to go raid him. Alright. Stick around. We're going to go see my buddy Cavernous. And I will see you next stream, which will be on Thursday. So, goodbye and thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure as always. Take care.